Don't let this robe fool you. I've actually been up super duper early, laying in bed procrastinating, trying to do this. Okay, so, you guys know the drill. Once a month, I talk about my thoughts of a particular arc in One Piece in order of when the arcs happen. And I said last month that by the time this one arc thoughts I'm doing today is over, you're going to wish I didn't in October. Because the theme for this entire, actually standalone saga arc is horror. Like darkness, zombies. It's awesome. Here's the thing about Thriller Bark. That's the name of this arc, by the way. Oh, good morning. Thriller Bark is in no way a bad arc whatsoever. It's not. But it does have some pretty glaring problems. The main which is, well, partly because it came right after Enies Lobby and the Return of Water 7. But ultimately, the main antagonist of this arc, and for the most part, all the lackeys, with the exception of Perona, they're not very good. I mean, lots of people like Gecko Moria, and I do see why. But this is a guy who actually wants to be king of the pirates without lifting a finger, which is already kind of wrong in itself. So, I'm actually kind of glad that they sort of expanded a tiny bit on his backstory in later years. But for Thriller Bark, he's just not very good. His Devil Fruit power is really good. Basically, I mentioned that there's zombies, and what Gecko Moria does is, he actually can take a person's shadow, put it inside of a dead corpse, and boom, zombie. It's horrifyingly creepy, I will admit that. And then you have the other lackeys that are not Perona. You know, Absalom is a pervert. Hogback is incredibly forgettable. Thank goodness for Perona, because she really is like one of the shining highlights of this arc. Speaking of shining highlights of this arc, let's talk about Brook, the newest member of the Straw Hat crew. I mean, for starters, Luffy finally got his musician. Seriously, he's been wanting a musician since like the very beginning of the story. But, you know, he's funny. He likes to make fun of the fact that, yeah, he is a skeleton. Like, one particular joke he would say is, my skin is crawling. Although, I'm a skeleton, so I don't have any skin. You know, stuff like that. So, it's really funny that way. I mean, let's be honest. If you're a One Piece character, it's likely that your backstory is filled with nothing but tragedy. But Brooks is incredibly heartbreaking. Darn Laboon. Little cute whale. Now Luffy, now Laboon is a big whale. But, yeah, it is just so heartbreaking. That's actually a highlight, but yeah, an emotional highlight, I guess. Because by the end of the arc, Brook joins Luffy and the Straw Hats. There we go. One thing that we never really do see anywhere in One Piece are the Straw Hats legit working together. Now, when I say that, you know, in other arcs, like, say, Alabasta or Enies Lobby, they're working together, but they all have, like, their own individual fights. In Thriller Bark, the goal is to get Luffy's shadow back from Gecko Moria, who's inside the giant zombie oars. So basically, it's the Straw Hats fighting against oars. And the choreography throughout is just fantastic through and through. I really like it. You know, it's just like, you know, it really did give it gave the Straw Hats some real time to shine. But then came the very end. Oh no, the ending is great, and I'm about to tell you why. See, Gekko Mori at the time was one of the 7 warlords of the sea. And obviously, the Straw Hats are fighting against him. What would happen if 2 were to show up at this time? Oh yeah, Bartholomew Kuma showed up. And it leads to one of the greatest, most iconic Zoro-related scenes ever. Where basically Kuma's powers allowed him to remove all of Luffy's damage and fatigue out of his body and put it in a tangible form. And Bartholomew Kuma says, if you can take all this, I'll let you go. And keep in mind, all the other Straw Hats are down. Zoro is the only one who's left standing to take all of this. And he did. Literally the next morning, Sanji's looking for him. He asks, because there is blood everywhere. And Zoro is just left standing like... Sanji winds up asking what happened. And Zoro's like, nothing at all. Okay, I believe it. You convinced me. Seriously, if anyone ever doubted that Zoro was the undisputed vice captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, you need not doubt anymore, because he is. Zoro is the man. I liked Zoro, but this brought Zoro like well into the stratosphere in terms of favorite One Piece characters for a lot of people. So, all in all, Thriller Bark is a good arc. I knew I was going to make that rhyme a lot. I knew that. It's just, from what comes before and after, it's usually not in anyone's top 10. It's not in my top 10. I like it. I like it fine. It's perfect for what it is. It's just not in anyone's top 10. Although, one of these days I should do like a top 10 One Piece arcs. Well, I am about to do my morning video after this. You know what, it actually goes in tandem with when I'm doing this, because people don't really consider that Thriller Bark as an arc calamity, and I say to you it does, and that is the sun rising. See, I mentioned the whole thing with shadows. Basically, if you don't have your shadow and sunlight hits you, you die. And a lot of people on Thriller Bark, close to 1,000 people, didn't have any shadows. So they basically had to do this all in one night. So you can imagine, this is pretty scary. For those who don't know, an arc calamity is what happens when something is about to happen, that if it does happen, it's horrible. And I don't mean horrible in like mildly inconvenient. I mean horrible on an apocalyptic-esque level. Okay, that's how bad it is. Like, you have the bomb exploding in Alabasta, the Arc Maxim in Skypiea, the Buster Call we just had on Ace Lobby, the sun rising in Thriller Bark. That could be considered an arc calamity. At least I think it does. I'm sure people have their thoughts on that. I don't really know, but yeah. So, yeah. You know, every time I think about all the One Piece arcs that have happened, well, I could finish that set. I could finish what I'm about to say, but that would require a major spoiler. A very sad spoiler, considering the fact that we just got a new member in Brook. But I'll let you all know about that next month. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button. Find me on social platforms, for more YouTube. I'm very home in this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, well, actually it's Friday morning, so Friday, July 30th. And remember, if you guys want to talk to channels, we're here to London and right back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.